Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another meal prep video. So in these videos, I try to motivate and inspire people to meal prep for their families, for themselves, for loved ones, for whoever needs meal prepping out there and whoever is short on time, like most of us, to be honest with you. For those of you guys who don't know, I am a full-time working mom. My husband's a full-time working dad, and meal prepping is quite essential for us so that way we have food, healthy food, on the table for ourselves and our kids and our family. And you know, to us, that's just super important because if not even gonna lie, we'd probably make bad choices. We may go out to eat, which is expensive. So to the nights that we work, it's essential to have something made so that way we don't have to worry about figuring out what we're gonna make and trying to find the time to do it. So I have 3 brand new recipes this week that I am going to be trying, so therefore I will have a how did it taste video for 3 different recipes. So I'm super excited to give these recipes a try, and I hope you guys are excited for this meal prep because, like I said, 3 new recipes! Yay! So anyway, let's jump in the kitchen and let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to start by cutting up and washing all of the vegetables that I'm going to need for the new recipes that I plan on trying. I'm going to start here with cutting up this cabbage. I'm just taking the center piece out of it. And then I'm just going to remove the outer leaves. I'm just going to cut these into bite-sized pieces because we are going to be making a keto goulash, and it sounds delicious. So I like to throw my vegetables in vinegar water just to help get some of the bacteria off of it. I usually just let them soak for about 10 minutes in there, and then I give them a nice rinse under clean regular water. I'm just cutting up the rest of this cabbage. I'm gonna throw that in the vinegar water as well. And then the recipe also calls for an onion. I think it actually called for like a yellow onion or something, but I only had white, so white is gonna have to do. My kids aren't a big fan of onions, so I don't really put in a ton of onions. If it was just me, oh, I love onions. It would definitely have more onions. All right, now I am gonna cut up some zucchini, but the zucchini is just so that way I can cook up during the week. Zucchini is one of my favorite veggies. So I like to just have zucchini cut up, cleaned, and ready to go in the fridge, so that way during the week I can just steam it or fry it up in a pan or however I feel like cooking it. But I'm going to do the same with the zucchini. I am going to throw them in some vinegar water and let them soak. All right, I am just gonna rinse those bad boys up. I put the date on that little baggie, and then I'm just gonna throw the zucchini in a baggie. So like I said, I can have those for a future date for whenever I feel like making some zucchini. Now I'm just frying up some sausages for breakfast so that way we can have some on hand. We are actually off on vacation for this week, so it's just better to have sausage and stuff like that already cooked so that way you can just throw an egg in the pan and just have to worry about making an egg with your sausage and not having to worry about the actual sausage to make as well. And I am gonna cook up some bacon, and some of it I'll probably set aside so that way we can have it for breakfast, kind of with the sausage. And then the rest of the bacon, I have a bacon chicken ranch casserole that I'm going to be making that looks bomb. A subscriber friend of mine, I mentioned this in my last meal prep, but she's the one who recommended that I fold them in half because then they all fit on the pan. But I'm going to take these beef little smokies, throw them in a pan with some sugar-free barbecue sauce, and that's literally all I'm going to do. I'm going to let them simmer in this pan, and my kids enjoy eating this kind of stuff for lunches or basically for anything. It's a great little snack too. So in this pan, I'm going to take 2 pounds of ground beef, and I'm going to take a little less than 1 pound, and I'm going to make some taco meat with it because I told y'all my kids love taco meat. I have to make taco meat pretty much almost every single week. So in the taco meat, I am going to add some salt, some pepper, some garlic, and some onion salt, powder, not salt, cayenne pepper, cumin, chili powder, a little bit of paprika. Just gonna give that a little stir, and then I did add a little bit of water just so that way it wasn't quite so dry. And that does give it a little kick with the cayenne pepper and all that good stuff, but it was delicioso. Then, as you see in the back there, I'm just throwing some chicken breasts in that pan, and I'm going to let them kind of basically just boil, come to a boil and cook in there. And then in this pan here, I just threw some onions, throwing in some garlic. We are going to be making some keto goulash. Looks delicious. Throwing in there a little over 1 pound of ground beef. And I will have all the directions, the instructions, the recipes in the description box below because, like I've said a million times, I really don't follow the recipes like, you know, to the T. I'm throwing in here some tomato sauce. And then this is just more tomato sauce that I had in the fridge that I needed to use up. Throwing in a can of Del Monte diced tomatoes. It did have the green chilies in there. Throwing in there some soy sauce, dried oregano, throwing in some basil, salt, pepper, and as you can see in the background, my kids are already getting into the taco meat. That's why I make it, y'all. That's why I make it. Just throwing in a couple of bay leaves just to give it some flavor. And then I'm just going to give that a bit of a stir. Gonna pop on the lid, and then I'm gonna let that simmer for about 10 minutes. Now I'm just gonna throw in the cabbage after I let that simmer, and I'm gonna give it another good stir. Make sure the cabbage is very well incorporated into the rest of the mixture. Pop the lid back on there and let that simmer up some more. And now I'm just going to take out the bay leaves because we don't want to eat those. Gonna throw in there some cheese. And again, give it a good stir. So, the taco meat has almost all been eaten, as you saw. The chicken is well on its way to being done. And the keto goulash looks bomb. I'm hoping it tastes good, y'all. The chicken's done, so I'll show you what we're going to do with that. We are actually going to shred that up. I started shredding it with a fork and said, forget that, and I used my fingers. So much easier, y'all. Now I'm just throwing in some bacon that I cooked. I'm just crumbling that in there. Again, the recipe will be linked in the description box below because, like I said, I do not follow directions as far as recipes. I kind of just wing it and make it my own. Throwing in there some cheese. We threw in some cheddar cheese. We're going to throw in some mozzarella cheese. Now I'm throwing in, that is actually a mixture between spinach, kale, and bok choy. Throwing in there some of my homemade ranch, which I will leave a link to that down below as well. That's my favorite homemade ranch that I have found. I'm just going to give that a quick stir. Now I'm just going to throw in a little more ranch because I felt like it just needed more. Throwing in there some garlic. Gosh, I love garlic, y'all. Love garlic. Throwing in there some salt, some pepper, just making sure everything is stirred in nicely. And now I'm just putting that, just pouring that into a pan. This is a 8x8 pan, casserole dish, I guess I should say. It's not really a pan. And then I am gonna top it off with a little more cheese because you just can't have enough cheese, y'all. So a little bit of cheddar and a little bit of mozzarella. Look at those pretty colors with the orange and the white. Now I'm just gonna throw this bad boy in an oven at 375 degrees, and I am gonna bake this for around 15 minutes or until your cheese is bubbly and a little bit golden brown, or however you like it. It really doesn't matter. Make it your own, y'all. Make it your own. Tell me that does not look amazing. That looks bomb. Just remember, this, the bacon ranch chicken casserole will be in my How Did It Taste video, and the keto goulash will be in my How Did It Taste video. So here I am making some cinnamon roll muffins. So I just put in there 2 cups of ground flaxseed, 2 tablespoons of ground cinnamon, 1 tablespoon of baking powder. That was actually a half a tablespoon. That's why you saw me do 2 of those spoonfuls. A half a teaspoon of sea salt. And I am just going to stir all of these dry ingredients together. Now I'm going to throw 5 large eggs in there. And let me just tell you, that flaxseed, I kind of like it because there's 4 carbs but 4 fiber. So that's pretty nice. All right, so what you just saw me throw in there was a half a cup of water at room temperature. Now I'm throwing in there 2 teaspoons of vanilla, a half a teaspoon of liquid stevia. And in that bowl, I already melted a 1/3 cup of coconut oil. Make sure your coconut oil is not hot though, because we don't want to cook the eggs. We don't want scrambled eggs. Then I'm just going to give this a good stir, and then I'm going to fill my cupcake pan evenly with this batter. I just sprayed my cupcake pan really well. I didn't use any liners or anything. All right, y'all, so I am going to bake these stinkers at 350 degrees for around 13 to 15 minutes. Mine took 15 minutes, just to give you a heads up, but all ovens are different, so you just never know what yours is going to take. All right, so now I'm going to make the icing. I just winged the icing because the icing that they have on their recipe takes coconut butter. I didn't have that, so I'm just throwing a little bit of cream cheese in there, a little bit of erythritol, a little bit of heavy whipping cream, and then I gave it a little taste. I decided it needed something more. I added a little bit of butter and a little bit more erythritol, and I probably should have added vanilla because vanilla always makes the taste so much better, but I didn't. But I still think that vanilla probably should have been added. But I'm just going to take my hand mixer, stir that really well. I tasted it, it tasted good. I don't have a recipe for this because I just kind of made it up on the fly, so I apologize for that. So I don't really have measurements or anything like that, but just play around with it and make it to your liking. But I'm just gonna frost all of these muffins, and hopefully they taste good, y'all. These will also be in my How Did It Taste video. I didn't really take the time to make the icing all that pretty, so I'm gonna apologize now. It's not really pretty, but you know, it's all going the same place, right? I just added a little extra icing to the ones that were a little skimpy. All right, y'all, so that is what they look like. And again, they'll be in my How Did It Taste video, so fingers crossed that they taste good. They look good. All right, y'all, so that is the end of my meal prep video for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it gave you some ideas, and I hope you guys are looking forward to that How Did It Taste video. Again, there will be 3 recipes: the keto goulash, the chicken bacon ranch casserole, and the cinnamon roll muffins. And yeah, again, I hope you guys found this inspirational, motivational. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to go out there and make today even better than yesterday. And I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.